Alright guys, Zachman18 here. Welcome back to the WTZM TV Channel 18 Superstation. It is time to continue on with our Let's Play of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney on the Nintendo DS. We are heading into Day 3, which I believe is the most amount of days you can actually get in a case. So this will probably be our last day in trial, so let's jump into it. Alright, here goes nothing.
This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep?
Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so.
Oh, what time did you wake up?
3 a.m.
That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me.
Oh my god.
And the amazing Mr. Hat.
Here's looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo. That voice. Hey, get any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun. Hey, do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today? Take a guess.
How about Little Plum?
That Sherman tank of a mob? Mom? Nope. Guess again.
That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy.
It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancé. She's going to be a witness?
But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé?
You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear.
Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there.
Jeez. Here we go. Getting down to business. Court is now in session for the trial of walkie-talkie. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house. Very well, to recap, well, yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party.
Guilty of panty snatching.
We did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant.
Correct, Herr Judge. And today I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside.
The outside?
The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed.
His betrothed?
His fiancée, Herr Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole.
Very well, you may show the lucky lady to the stand.
Your name and occupation, Fraulein? Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife.
Okay, I can do my high voice now. Ah, traditional values, I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded, underwater. Yet you're here today as a witness for the prosecution.
To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth.
Honesty, another admirable trait.
Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant walkie-talkie confessed his plans for murder?
Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court. Here we go, Walkie's plan.
It was the day that the family house checkup results came back. And Walkie found out the doctor Marcus had lied. He flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it.
So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family then?
Yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of possession of illegal firearms.
And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it?
Fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that?
Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them called rifling marks.
Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires.
And when did you first hear about Walkie's plan?
It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. The defense may begin their cross-examination. Here we go. Hold it. Hold it. That was the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Walkie looked at his face went so pale.
But of course, he had just found out he had had a bullet in his chest.
So you were there at the time?
Yes. Poor Walkie.
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. That must have been quite frightening.
He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds.
Incidentally, I had to request another copy to file as evidence. I bothersome chore, but I wanna perform without complaint.
Rocky's inner nature is hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute.
Great, now he sounds like a psychopath. I was just about to say that too. Hold it. So is it easy to take a pistol off in the house?
Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limited access. But Rocky is a special case, being the next in line.
Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, Joe.
Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone.
Sounded like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that Rocky had access to a pistol. Hold it. What happened? Meaning the murder.
I tried to stop him, I really did. But Rocky wouldn't listen.
Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems.
The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Probably cracking Bob up right now. How can you say that for certain? How? Whoa.
Her forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Wolverine. It was the defendant, Rocky was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now.
I suppose we do.
So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, Shah.
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? I think so, maybe. Based on your testimony, there was clearly one other person had access to that pistol.
What's this?
Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was. I think it had to be. It could have been Alita herself. No one knows, because it could have been Winfred. No, because he's not even at home anymore. She's busy cleaning up paint spilled by their front gate. So I think in this situation, I think Alita would be the person. Take that! Well, of course, I mean, you, Miss Tiala.
Me? But why?
You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning.
Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed the man in cold blood on his behalf? I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this?
It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and for supporting your partner in life, to be sure, but I think I would hesitate at murder. I hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim? You might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé.
That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe.
I have evidence showing the connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. Okay, let's take a look here. The bullet, no. Oh, Walkie's chart was signed by her. Walkie-talkie, so yeah, Walkie-talkie, the nurse was Alita Tiala, the physician was Pal Maractus. Yeah, and Maractus is in that, so that's the connection between them. Take that! That looks like a medical chart. Found inside a safe at the Maractus clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala, whatever. Why is your name on this chart? Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala?
I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice.
Our warm little fiancé just froze over.
I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. I was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't now.
Now?
I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess, you're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all, no matter. There's no connection now. Doesn't fly in a court of law.
Doesn't fly?
She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Kitakis. You left your job at the Maractus clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the miraculous clinic. Let's see here. Bullet, no. Walkie's chart, no. The lamp was found in the miraculous clinic. Oh, we found her sandals inside of the clinic. That's right. These sandals were found in the miraculous clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry, Pauline, but your act isn't working.
Oh my god.
Your moment of hesitation has now cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you're unaware that toes leave toe prints. A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all.
Well, now I see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder.
Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well, the witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the miraculous clinic that day?
I did go...
My voice is being weird.
I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend.
Wait a second. She is hiding she is hiding dark secrets. It was that whole chart that explained what she did to him. Right? Walkie's chart found in the bullet lodged in your heart. Yeah, so she was part of the examination. She wasn't there for no reason. She was there. She was there for a full-on examination. The botched operation?
He was a timid small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know.
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, Ja. Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals home too.
So where were the sandals left behind?
He pointed out the contradiction before me.
There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake.
Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin.
Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Ja, forehead?
Oh, what the? No fair. He's filling the holes in her testimony. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Here we go. That's gotta be what we gotta present on. Because she's totally hiding something about that. It was the whole examination that she was a part of. She wasn't there for just no reason. She was there because she was doing the examination on Walkie. Objection! This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office.
Yes?
Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. Maracas didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away.
Bad hair doctor.
This is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Walkie's failed operation. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. Maracas. Kinda makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? That's right.
You're brave for a novice, I'll give you that.
Huh?
Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney.
Uh-oh. This is that perceiving thing, huh? Yep. My bracelet's reacting again.
What is it?
What is it, Apollo?
I felt my bracelet vibrate just now.
Your bracelet?
Just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away.
But I can't see anything, Apollo.
Eh? And what's my bracelet reacting to?
Wait, maybe. Yes, that has to be it.
What has to be it?
Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine.
Huh?
I can't see it, but you can. Sense it.
I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything.
Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony, but we don't know what her nervous habit is.
Well, then what do we do?
You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses.
And it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Okay, so let's touch this. Oh my god. This is so sweet. Okay. So she's talking. Oh, she's twiddling her little ring. Right there. And she does that when she says, go to the clinic now. Okay, so we'll wait, so we'll hear it again. Watch this, guys. Boom. Perceive. Gotcha! Boom, yeah. Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was quite clear, Miss Tiala, you have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring.
What?
She was unsure, I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat.
That's ridiculous. Why if that were the case? I would have had 6 months to do something about it.
Indeed.
Huh?
Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now, I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. So what's the thing that has to do with the chart? Lamp, no. Sandals, no. Slippers, no. Pistol. Oh, the checkup report. And this was on the same line that the actual report, the actual chart leaded to. Take that! A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Kitakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this?
Oh, nothing. Why should I think anything?
Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself, because you were afraid. You know what Waukie's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free when the chart came back to haunt you. That's all, Your Honor. What just happened? Did the witnesses admit to lying? I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. So the lady was flying. Sorry. God, I'm an idiot. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Maractus Clinic, but her connection was deep indeed, a bit too deep. If the Kitakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala?
You guessed it.
That's right, I did. Order! I did it. I broke her testimony.
Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you.
Wait.
Miss Tiala?
It's true that chart is bad news for me. That's why I had wanted at the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about walking and went home.
It appears this cross-examination is far from over.
What?
She hid the truth from us, this is clear. Yet, it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case in hand.
Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony, and we'll have a bit more cross-examination. What's so close?
You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo.
Okay, nothing happened at all. I warned him and left. Okay, so she added this, so we have to present something on this one, since she just added something on this one. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see, the bullet was found in Maractus Clinic safe, squished from impact with the back of the safe. What do you mean nothing happened? Wait, she shot that bullet. From what we're thinking on our perspective. She did more than just nothing, she shot. and it passed beneath him and into the safe when they were in the office area. Objection! Boom! We are awesome. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this.
What's that? It looks like squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually.
Oh, yikes. This bullet was found in the Maractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala.
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic.
But this was stuck inside the doctor's safe.
It's hard to say. I guess the police didn't check that far. But there's a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day?
Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from the Kitaki mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder.
Not bad, Hair Forehead.
Bailiff, have this bullet and analyzed immediately. 30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Holy crap. Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position. The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day, and at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe? Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala. Shabam! Order! Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alita Tiala knew about Wakikitaki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him and then the bullet finally reached its destination? What?
That reminds me, apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious, so she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune. Who's objecting? Oh my god. You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Huh? Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. I think you mean accuse. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot that doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too. There in that park. Walkie, just cool down a second, please. You keep your hands off my Alita or I'll... Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've laughed so hard.
Something funny? Something funny?
Rocky, wake up and smell reality.
Oh, Alita, baby?
The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on. It's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself.
Alita?
Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fraulein.
Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean, anyway.
So the family fortune is what you're really after.
That's right. I won the money.
No way, that's whack. I ain't trying to hear that.
Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question?
Who, me?
I believe you said you were going to abuse me.
Accuse?
Of what crime, might I ask?
Huh?
Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I'd already left the clinic.
What?
I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat.
Wait, but...
What are you talking about?
Trucy.
You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't.
But I didn't have a pistol now, did I?
Well, you could have taken walkies.
You think he'd have mentioned that now? All I heard him say is it was me. I shot him.
That's only because he's trying to protect you.
Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. But the two of you are forgetting one critical point. What point? Certainly the Fraulein one in that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but then wouldn't she have taken the chart? Oh, you see, that chart wouldn't have been left in that safe. Ah!
He's right. Miss Tiala.
Yes?
It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime. Oh man, she is pissed. Oh man, I gotta do a stretch here. It's hard to lean forward with my back. I'm not facing the chair. Alright, let's go.
Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chair, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Marcus was shot in the temple or not.
You went back later?
That chair was dangerous, you understand. I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day.
But you couldn't get the chart then, could you?
And later that night, Dr. Marcus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place.
That was you? Sorry. Oops, I opened the friggin' court record instead.
Apollo, that sound, it came from behind this door.
Someone's in there. A break-in, they left through that window. So you were the burglar.
That was you too? If only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart.
What? That's trespassing and brazen at that.
Or was this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? Hold it! Why that day?
That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. And that chart would become evidence. And I'd be hung out to dry.
But the police didn't check the safe, did they?
Well, they thought the crime scene was the park.
I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness won't be tolerated, John.
I'm kind of thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually. Hold it! Later?
When I heard what happened, well,
I was too scared to do anything that day.
I keep forgetting her voice.
So when we drove into the day after, the 16th, was it? Of course, you and that man kid had to get in my way.
But why did Mr. Maractus keep the chart around? It was clearly dangerous for him. He could have burned it.
Because he's a coward. The chart was his insurance.
Insurance?
My signature on that chart, to be more specific. That made sure I couldn't betray him.
Hold it! But you could have stolen it.
Could have? Is this some new definition of proof?
We'll ask Wacky, he'll tell us.
Might I remind you this is a cross-examination. You might want to keep your basis theories to yourself.
He's right, isn't he? Hold it! Yeah, but
what? You have nothing to say? This case is over. It was over the moment that brat was seen in the park. What's the point in dragging it out any further?
Hold it! The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes?
So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple.
Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look, and was shot. But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. And Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple.
Silly, silly attorney.
What?
Do you remember what you had for breakfast this morning?
Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk before breakfast. When matters is
one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken.
But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken.
Then why don't you show us, Hair Forehead?
Show you? What?
Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness panties guy was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple?
Ha ha ha. I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us.
If you can, that is. Walkie-Talkie was standing at the killer mark, Wesley Stickler at the witness mark, and of course Pal Maractus was at the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim?
The killer mark or the witness mark or someplace else? Well, we found those footprints like down here somewhere, near the noodle stand.
As the facts stand now, we can't explain the crime without contradicting ourselves at some point, but I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location.
What are you talking about? I don't see any other place.
Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from?
It's time to raise the roof. And the stakes.
Eh?
Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think?
Okay. This is where we're going to save. Because I don't want to lose a whole lot of health here. So, I just want to make sure. Alright, save point. Sweet.
But what if they were a bit more terrifying?
If you make it all the way down, I'm going to friggin' shoot you in the face. Oh boy.
Like so.
Double penalty?
Hair Forehead wishes to take us in a new direction? Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead.
Challenge accepted. It's justice time.
Are you sure, Apollo?
The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that and we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. It was from the... Is this where the noodle stand was? Yeah. It was like right next to the noodle stand. Take that! I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala.
What do you mean?
Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted just as he told us in his testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no. Oh yes. Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand. Ha ha! It was her that shot him. Order, order, order! So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand?
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you noticed if you were pulling something along.
There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place?
Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand.
Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in that stand? Well, I've got it. It's the slippers that left the footprints on the other side. Well, I've got it. Intriguing. Let's see what you've got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand. It's the slippers. The footprints were also found at the crime scene. The big toe print was found in the left slipper, and it was supervised by patients at Maractus Clinic. There was a footprints that matched these slippers at the People Park. So, take that. The Maractus Clinic, and they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene, right next to the noodle stand.
Ah!
Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found in the left slipper.
Ah!
In other words, this is proof you were inside that noodle stand.
Objection!
Oh man.
Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith?
Observe the diagram. A parked pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. The slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path.
Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, John.
Why not?
You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and somebody fell to the ground?
That's just dumb.
One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle-making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there.
You have a point. Could someone have hidden in that stand?
Apollo, I think I might be onto something.
Huh?
I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be...
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand? I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. Oh yeah, and the bowls were found all over the ground. When we were investigating over there, the bowls were everywhere, so I think she moved the bowls out of the way to make some more space. Take that. Sweetness! This is a noodle bowl from the stolen El Dude's Noodles noodle stand. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of those bowls yesterday. Sorry, I'm chatting with the old one. In the lobby of the Miraculous Clinic. A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic. Mr. Aldun was very clear about those bowls. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too. Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Miraculous Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala.
Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines.
I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me an innocent. I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness has both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. This whole trial's a fairy tale.
Then please pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. Well said. Let's do this.
That night I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kataki family's hands, but Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason he thought the Katakis had sent me, so I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself.
I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat got his health checkup report, and that he was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well, Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth or it's over. Oh crap, my back hurts. Okay. Oh, we have to perceive on this one? What? Alright. Hold it. Hold it! I'll just start pressing. So you did go to steal that chart.
Were you listening? I said I asked him for it.
The victim was a man in good health. I don't see how she could have coerced him.
True, it would have been impossible without a pistol.
But what if she did have a pistol?
I'll admit I wanted the chart. That much is true. My reason was simple.
Hold it! It certainly would have put a damper on your wedding plans, I'd say.
Not only that, if the Katakis had gotten that chart, I'd probably be with Dr. Maractus now pulling that great noodle stand in the sky.
It seems our witness was in a fix as well.
Who would want to die pulling a noodle stand?
When I die, it will be by disappearing mysteriously in the middle of a magic act.
Could we be a little less morbid, please?
So you see, I needed that chart.
Hold it! You didn't understand?
He wouldn't listen to what I was saying, and when he saw me, he started to tremble. Huh, I thought, what a sad excuse for a man.
Please don't smile like that anymore. It's creepy.
He was practically delusional.
Hold it. They sent you?
He thought the Kitakis would send me to get the chart.
It makes some sense. You are their son's fiancé.
It made me laugh, the Kitakis sent me. They don't play that way. If they'd known about that chart, they would have gone and know gun poison. But I couldn't convince the trembling doctor otherwise.
Hold it. If that was really all that happened, what were all those noodle bowls doing there?
How should I know? There weren't any bulls when I went, I know that much. Why don't you let me be and go look for your killer someplace else, alright?
Do I detect uncertainty there? This is my last chance.
Apollo, any word from your bracelet?
Yeah, actually. I felt it respond.
I couldn't see a thing. It's up to you, Apollo.
Time to perceive the truth. Here comes justice. Alright, so... Since he said he felt it... Ah, crap. Sorry. Since his bracelet was reacting in this last statement, we'll go ahead and perceive on this last one. Boom. Okay. So let's see. She's got her hands on her neck. Oh, that's right. She's scratching it. She's scratching it. Gotcha. She's scratching it. Ha ha. Just noticed it. All I did was talk and lie.
What? Show me proof.
I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words.
My twitch? What are you talking about?
You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf.
What?
This is working better than I'd hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies, 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth.
Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth.
It seems that when you recall what really happened in that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Miraculous Clinic office. And I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. Let's see here. Hockey's chart, lamp, and Miraculous. After the broken bulb and a red stain in the cord. And a red stain in the cord, so that's the thing that had blood on it. Take that! Take that! Take that!
What's that?
You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord. Seeing how you Sorry guys, I got the hiccups, hold on. Okay. Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state.
Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me.
Very well. The answer is very simple. Miss Alita Tiala, please remove your scarf. Oh my god.
Ah!
Take it off!
This is a trial to determine what happened in that park, yet we seem to have drifted off target.
We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting as soon as the witness removes her scarf.
I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove my clothing.
Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven.
What?
You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No, no!
I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala? Oh my god! Holy crap! Your neck, that isn't what I think it is. Something did happen that night at the Miraculous Clinic. You needed to get that chart back no matter what it took, even if you had to steal your fiancé's pistol to do it. But wait, looking at this lamp in the witness's neck, It looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness. Specifically, you tried to threaten Dr. Maractus and he attacked you. That's what happened that night at the Maractus clinic. Oh boy. Oh my god. This is insane. Order. Will someone please tell me what really happened?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maracus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin?
What?
I know what you're up to. You're wanted with the family. And if they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You. And what happened next?
He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Pal Maracus was serious, deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
So you were the victim?
And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick.
I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There, are you happy now? I was out cold, almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand. But how could I?
Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at the Maractus clinic. And it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I've told you everything. Can I go home now?
You bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala. When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her.
I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala?
Very well, this finishes the cross-examination of this. Oh yeah! What's going on? Oh my god!
Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now we rock.
What?
Those spikes on your head are softer than they look. Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way?
Prosecutor Gavin!
Palmaractus choked Alita Tiala. She fell unconscious. But what happened next? He's right. There is more we don't know.
But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while.
Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand?
Alita Tiala half dead, Dr. Maracus pulling that stand, and a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand.
What if it's all true?
Oh, sorry. You might have already figured out what truly happened that night.
Miss Alita Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet.
You really
want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Galvin.
Me? Fraulein? I only wish to know the truth.
Well, let's go back over what we've learned up till now. On the day of the murder, Walkie saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet still inside him. So he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Maracus some of his own medicine.
And Miss Tiala heard about this from Walkie, so she went to the Maracus clinic ahead of him, in order to get rid of this chart with her signature.
But then, something happened.
Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim. I was out cold.
But what about Dr. Maracus?
That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled Alita Tiala, perhaps he thought, to death. What did he do after his crime?
I was just knocked out, not dead.
From the state of his clinic and the scene of the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Herr Forehead, care to guess?
Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Maracus do? Maybe he did think he killed Alita Tiala. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? After that, he probably took the noodle stand out. He took out the noodle stand, and he went to go pull the noodle stand. Take that! It's all coming together, basically. As his next move, Dr. Maracus stole Guy Aldoon's noodle stand.
What? Killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole a noodle stand?
It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer? Bowls that belonged inside that stand? I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did he remove the bowls?
Maybe because the stand was heavy.
Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place. Ah, wait, you don't mean... I do. Dr. Maractus did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala.
My corpse?
Dr. Maractus panicked. He thought he'd killed you.
His next move would be to dispose of the body.
That's crazy talk. You're all crazy.
Then let's think about it. Logically, the doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. But on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, walkie-talkie?
I question your logic.
What's this, Prosecutor Gavin?
The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with?
That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, no, I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal a stand.
Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination.
What?
Apparently the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Maractus was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on this diagram. To where exactly was the victim dragging that stand?
I don't know what this area is over here. Oh wait, you guys can't even see it.
Ah, dang it, I pressed present. Ah! Maybe I hope that was the right spot. I was trying to show you guys. The victim was heading here.
Oh yes, of course. There. Why?
Frig. I'm young, Your Honor. I'm still making up my mind about a lot of things. Perhaps you should leave the court until you grow up. God dang it. Okay.
Where? I don't know what this is up here.
There, that's a river. Yes, Your Honor. I scarcely need to explain why. That's a river? It looked like some kind of building, I guess.
A perfect place to dispose of a body.
He was going to throw me into that river?
He didn't have many other options, Fraulein.
I believe this clears up all of the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand and the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Alita Tiala. And then, the denouement. Wesley Stickler of panty-snatching fame walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts. And that instant...
turns the head. He's inside there.
Boom.
So I shot him.
You were the only one who could have stolen Walkie's pistol. It had to be you. Well, Miss Tiala?
Nice work.
You mean I'm right?
I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story to get that spoiled brat off the hook.
You're the one who's dreaming. Apollo's backed up everything he said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling the stand through the park?
Who knows? But there's one gap and hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows where of this week.
Where of what? I can't believe she's still trying to deny this. Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin?
Must always be the one to point out Herr Forehead's errors.
Ah, maybe there really is something.
I believe the Fraulein speaks of Herr Doctor's car.
His car?
That's right, the Maractus Clinic has that big garage. Oh, sorry, that was her.
Yeah. In which that a green sports car, was it?
Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car.
Ah, and so we find our victim without probable cause to steal that stand, and our defense without a case.
I have an idea.
Oh, sorry. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken. Ah, what an excellent counter-argument, Fraulein. Too bad you're quite wrong. Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy. Daddy?
That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright was that green sports car. Oh yes, I nearly forgot about it.
Afterward, he drove it back to that garage. It ran fine.
That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car,
A glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glowing than your forehead.
No. No! Well, the car probably didn't run, for what we know. Order, order, order! Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Maractus use his car to carry the body?
Is that a groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
Everything I've learned? Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance, okay? In that case, we are going to save. Because I don't want to get set all the way back to that last save spot. The defense will explain to us what happened that night. So someone else stole the stand, the car didn't run, or he carried the body in the car. Like Trucy mentioned, I think the car didn't run. I have an idea. It's all coming together. That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car.
Wow, now you're making even less sense than usual.
Not according to my information, Miss Tiala. Put one and one together and the explanation is simple. If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence. Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night. Oh, yeah, that's right, because their panties were stuck in the exhaust pipe of the car. Take that. Booyah! Let's see now. Panties again! Oh, my hiccup came in right as I laughed, so I sounded like Goofy there for a second. Sorry.
All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even the truth.
Huh? Another crime was committed the night of the murder. The theft of these panties, the latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid in the Maractus Clinic garage.
What?
The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them. Why, weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe? Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin.
So you were here investigating? And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost.
Your hog?
My motorcycle won't start. I clogged the exhaust pipe.
Too bad, it looks like such a nice bike too.
Sorry. Hard to believe that it could break just from that. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. How
interesting.
While Miss Tiala and the doctor were struggling, the panty snatcher snuck into the Maractus garage. From that time until the time we found these, that car wouldn't start.
What?
That's why Dr. Maractus had to use the noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of.
I like this prosecutor, he's cool. Well, Miss Tiala, this wraps your doubts up quite nicely, I think.
So it does. Where am I? So dark, can't see. Cramped. The pain, my throat's burning.
What's your problem? You, Doc, I know what you did.
Walkie.
You lied to me, so you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man. Wait, let me explain. Fine, I'll give you your last request. Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me.
No! He'll ruin everything. I have to stop him.
Seize us at once, you two.
Holy crap.
Bunny, this isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well, too bad.
I think that's it. There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand?
In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running.
I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police.
Which is when I made my escape.
Which is when you left that slipper print.
Dr. Maractus didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though.
That was your mistake.
No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice.
Eh?
I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone could get Walkie declared guilty, it was you.
I believe we've reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Miss Lady Tiala doing?
She's confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest now. Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost.
I think he already knew. He figured out she was the killer a while ago.
Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
See, he's a good prosecutor. I don't think he's really that bad. He lost, but I didn't exactly win either.
Something the matter? Hair, forehead?
Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty. We have beaten the second case of Apollo Justice. Yes. Court is adjourned. That's right, it is. Oh my god, I'm so happy we beat that one. That was a good one.
Great job, Apollo. You did it.
Yeah, we did, somehow.
Walkie's off the hook. Free to become the gangster he's always wanted to be. And he has you to thank.
Hey, attorney man, you're gonna pay for what you did to my Alita homes.
Or to blame, I guess.
You get my Alita back, stupid pointy-head attorney with a death wish. Enough, here we go. Enough, Walkie. Ah, Mr. Kentucky. It's high time you open your eyes, Walkie. What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you open yours. Giving up the life trying to become some kind of businessman. Don't talk about what you don't understand, Walkie.
I'm afraid the guard's going to throw them both out.
Not in jail. Wouldn't that be a happy ending?
Hey, maybe we can help them out. We know why Mr. Kataki needs to make so much money. Maybe we should tell Walkie. Oh, Walkie, Apollo has something to tell you.
Huh? I do? Way to put me on the spot. Hey, what's that?
Show him the reason why, Apollo.
Why is Mr. Kataki trying to become a businessman? I think he's trying to make more money off of the giant examination. Does it say how much it was? I think maybe he's just trying to make some more money off the whole examination that they made on Walkie. Take that! Think about it, Walkie. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday.
It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is.
She doesn't mean... You aren't really... Are you? I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Walkie. But it's an expensive procedure. Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you? I won't use it. It was the gangster life that it is to you, Walkie. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean. Well, that's his eyebrows, jeez. Please understand, Walkie. Dad? Man, I see how it is, old man. Always you looking out for... Walkie? Listen good, old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out. Then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer.
My, Walkie.
No, it's as it should be. Mr. Kentucky. I like to move without the puppy dog eyes. I'm glad that I've met you. I'm not so good with words, but I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you. Who, me? I don't think. Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest, the Kentucky Lime Pie. He's opening a pie shop? So long. That guy was weird. And he was gone.
Well, let's head back, Apollo, to the Right Anything Agency.
Hey, since when do I work at your agency?
Aw, we make a good team. Don't just stand there, let's get going.
Huh? Why not? She did help me out. And there's a few questions that still need answers. Like this power of mine that she showed me. And my bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. Though I can't say I care much for what her father has become.
Oh, that's right, we have to go someplace first.
Huh? Where?
Why to claim our reward from Mr. Aldoon?
Ah, salty noodles, right. You got his stand back already.
Oh, and after that, you can come see my show. With a special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat.
Oh, it's special, alright. Please, anything but him. Alright. That is the end for case number 2 of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. In the next part, we will be starting Turnabout Serenade. You guys can see that right there. Alright, cool. So we will save up to this point. Alright, so we've beaten 2 cases. Let me know, guys, in the comments below how many episodes there are total. We're on episode 3 right now. I'm not sure if there's 4 or 5 or maybe even more than that. I'm not quite sure. So let me know if you guys can. So Thanks everybody for watching this episode of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, and I will see you guys in my next video coming soon. Objection!